This is the Universal Amphitheater in Los Angeles, California. It seats 5,000 people. And these nights it's been totally sold out, not a seat available. The star attraction, Diana Ross. Not the skinny kid who made the Supremes supreme, but the strikingly beautiful and totally glamorous motion picture and recording star who can and does demand $1 million a film.
I'm getting ready for love, brand new start. Here's my heart. I'm getting ready for love. I can feel this time is real. Yeah.
Diana left the Supremes 8 years ago to try a solo act. Has since sold millions of records and made 3 motion pictures. The last, the musical extravaganza, The Wiz.
Has made the one ever come true. I'm getting ready for love, brand new start. Here's my heart. I'm getting ready for love.
Diana is 34 years old now, the mother of 3 little girls, ages 7, 6, and 3. She has an apartment in New York and this 12-room house in Beverly Hills. Bought when she was married to Robert Silverstein, a talent manager. The marriage broke up after 6 years. Her success has brought her every material comfort. Believe it or not, within 24 hours before we came here, she completely refurnished the living room. She was born in the Detroit housing project, one of 6 children, but it was by all accounts a happy family. The Supremes, Diana, Mary Wilson, and Florence Ballard, started singing in high school. Discovered by Berry Gordy of Motown Records, who groomed them and recorded them, they were the only group in history to have 6 consecutive gold records in 1 year. Mary Wilson still sings. Florence Ballard left the Supremes and died penniless in 1976. Diana went on to all this. When you come out on the stage and you're so divine and the sequins and the furs and everything's just dripping, you have a line in which you say, whatever happened to that girl from the Brewster housing project in Detroit? Do I still remember that girl? And then your answer is, nope.
No, the lines are, whatever happened to Diana Ross from the Brewster projects in Detroit? Whatever happened to that girl? And you know what I say to that? I say, who? And that is a joke, so that everybody, I remember the girl very clearly. The source of my life has not changed really that much. My ambitions are the same. My caring about people and love for children is all the same. Lots of that hasn't changed in me.
What do you read sometimes? Because I do a lot of, I do a lot of homework before. And some of the articles talked about your being cold or difficult or testy. Where does that stuff come from?
Gee, I have been cold and testy. That is one of the things. When you're wanting everything to be right, a lot of times you make a lot of mistakes, and you are quite rough on people, and you forget. And I have all different sides of me, just like everybody else. Sometimes I'm really uptight and rude and nervous, and sometimes I'm sweet and wonderful and loving, and everybody loves me.
I
and sometimes they hate me. Yeah. Now, lately, in the last couple of years of my life, I've just gotten better. I mean, I'm not. I don't know. I've gotten better about my relationship with people. I'm not half as frightened. Maybe, once again, I say that I'm not half as afraid.
Why not?
You frightened me before when we met. You frightened me a lot, but you don't frighten me half as much now.
Backstage last night, I said, don't be afraid of me.
Yes. And I did a little research on you, too, before we did the show. I read a lot about you. So I wanted to take the time to know you, which also helps me to be a little more comfortable. You know.
You talk about the fact, though, that you're not afraid anymore. What made the difference?
Not totally. I still have fears.
What are you afraid of?
Just lots of things. Messing up, one thing, and being good, and people liking me. I think.
How could you mess up? What could you do?
Well, you can. I really am, because I've always, I guess being a second child and always wanted attention, or whatever the reasons I'm in show business today, I've always wanted everyone to care about me. And you can't get everybody to love you, I guess, and I try very hard. It's just like, love me, please.
Do you feel that way when you're on stage?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Do you feel they do?
Yes.
Diana, when Florence Ballard died, and she died penniless.
Yes, it's so funny. I already knew all the questions you were going to ask me.
You can't help but ask that. I would have thought that would have just a tremendous effect on you then.
Yes, it did. It did very much. Yes.
Did you think it could happen to me?
Yes, sometimes it really gets to you. And it did get to Florence at that time.
Why did she leave the Supremes?
I think it was just, you know, the point of, I'm tired and I want to quit, you know. We were working very hard. We were. It was like living out of a suitcase for 4 or 5 years. At October 15th, 1965 was the height of our career. We had already worked very hard to that point. We had already paid our dues. They like exhausted, you know. We looked older then than we probably look now.
In reading about you, the early days again, one keeps reading about Berry Gordy and that he discovered you and he groomed you and he made you a star.
Yes.
Did he make you a star?
I think Barry is very responsible for my career.
Could you have done it without him?
No.
Really? There would not have been this Diana, or
No.
a Diana Ross? No?
Maybe a Diana Ross would have gotten started somewhere, but I don't think I would have gone to the, I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have started movies. Barry invested his savings into that first film, Lady Sings the Blues, because of me. I mean, I don't think anybody else in the business would have put that kind of money behind an unknown singer that wanted to be an actress.
If I asked you what your idea of the perfect life would be for you,
Yes.
what would it be?
I picture myself in some beautiful home with a lot of land around me. I want some space. I want to be where there's grass. You know, I would love to have some land somewhere.
The kids with you there in this
Yes,
perfect life?
Absolutely.
Okay. Is there
Picket
a man?
fence and
Picket fence.
horses and stuff like that.
Is there a husband?
Yes, of course.
Oh, why of course?
Because I just love the whole family unit. And to me, the father part is a very important part, you know, for
So
husband.
you think you're going to get married again?
I'd love to.
Really?
Yes. I don't know where he's at yet, but I would.
What would you look for?
Oh, someone that would understand my kind of life. You know, it's very difficult for a man, for a woman in show business, I think. I have to look and really take a look that it must be difficult if someone accidentally calls you Mr. Ross or
I heard this was
is...
difficult for your husband before.
I think it must have been. I don't think he admitted it, but I think finally it did get to him. I mean, it was just something that wasn't, it's not fun.
Is that what broke the marriage up?
I think yes.
Would it make
Yes.
any difference whether he was black or white? Or... So that was not a problem in
No,
itself?
not at all. Never once in our entire marriage did it come up as a problem. My children are so absolutely beautiful colors. I mean, the skin colors are so beautiful.
Do you date now? Are there men in
Says-
your life?
No, I haven't had
I
time.
mean, that's what I never read about it. You know, yes, you'd love to get married, but who do you see?
Yeah, I haven't dated anyone yet.
Do you miss it?
Yes, a little bit, but not really. You know, I'm really very busy, not where I have to think. I think about it. I tell you the exact times when it's very painful. It's when you leave a show like last night, where all the people are out there and they're giving you all this love and, you know, you're getting all the feelings and you're performing and it's back and forth, really give and take, all very good. You come backstage and you have your wonderful close friends backstage. And then you come home at night by yourself. And in those cases, if I hadn't had my children with me, a lot of times it would have been unbearable. So I throw myself into my work and I throw myself into raising of my children, which is really okay now. It's not that painful. You know, I mean, life is, I feel like I can really get along without having a man around all the time. I think I can, you know. I think.
Who takes care of the kids when you're away?
My mom.
Aren't you
My
lucky?
mother. Yeah, she's
She lives with you and
extraordinary.
takes care of the kids?
My mother comes in when I'm away working. We just like trade places. She becomes me when I'm not there. And I'm actually a copy of my mother because everything she taught me, that's the way I raised my children. I hear myself talking to my kids. It sounds just like her. You know, so really when she's there with them, they're used to the same things. You know, we say the same things.
Would you want your kids to be in show business? Is it what you would wish for them?
If that's what made them happy.
Would it make you happy if they were?
Yes, it would be okay.
Is it a
It's
good
not
life?
bad, yes. It's not bad at all.
Is it the best life?
Yes. There's nothing better. What else would I be doing that's better than this? You know, you have to remember where I'm from and what we had offered to us. My sister being a doctor was incredible in our lives, you know. She fought hard. My sister studied from the time I knew her. She was always studying to become a doctor. That's important. You know, it's an important thing to do. And my dad, you know, my singing, you know, do something important. You know, he didn't think that singing would amount. I'm going to be singing for the president next week, you know.
What do you really want now that you might not, you know, ordinarily admit, but that, you know, would really hurt you, it really matters?
There's a lot of things. A new fur coat. No, no, I think I'd like to be in love. It's a time and a part of my life that's was absolutely incredible. And I don't feel like I'm in love. You know, I like having my husband. And I'm not in love right now. That's why I'm not dating, because I don't even feel it. I mean, if I met somebody that excited me, it'd be different. I have not right at the moment. But the whole idea of being in love is just wonderful to me. I'm not in love right now, and that's sad to me, because I like love. I do very much.
What are you most proud of?
I'm proud of myself.